Senator, this whole issue relates to something I want to bring up with you first and foremost. Your service to the country, the 40th anniversary of you coming out of what had to be 6+ years of living hell. And you were called on the carpet for criticizing Rand Paul and this filibuster over drones and the president's policy on drones, and by extension, Senator Cruz, with whom we'll also be chatting. All but calling you like a clueless old man. What did you think of that?
Well, first of all, in an interview, I said that Senator Paul and Senator Cruz were wacko birds. That was inappropriate, and I apologize to them for saying that because I respect them both. I respect what they stand for and what they believe in. They both made an impact here in the United States Senate. Senator Paul in particular and Senator Cruz also and others constitute what I believe is going to be an ongoing debate in this country and in the Republican Party in particular about the role of the United States in the world. And that debate has been going on since the end of World War I, much less prior to World War II, as you know, and before and after the Vietnam War. So it's been going on, and that debate, I respect their views, but I believe we live in a very, very dangerous world, and I think this sequestration is outrageous. The Commandant of the Marine Corps just said that half of his units will not be deployable while the centrifuges are spinning in Tehran, and the North Koreans are threatening us with nuclear weapons, not to mention all of the other things. The other threats to our national security. So,
well, are you saying, Senator, that these gentlemen, more to the point, Senator Rand Paul, don't appreciate these threats when they take the position they do?
I think they have a different view, a very different view, and I've seen Senator Paul articulate that, and Senator Cruz to a lesser degree. They believe, as people have, again, throughout the history of our country, there was the Taft wing of our party and the Eisenhower wing, you know.
But they seem to be saying, Senator, you're part of an old wing, and I just want you to respond to what Senator Rand Paul had said at CPAC, and maybe you can weigh in on this. This is Senator Rand Paul.
The GOP of old has grown stale and moss-covered. I don't think we need to name any names, do we?
What do you think of that?
I got to get that moss. Look, everybody's entitled to their views. I'm proud to have served in the House and the Senate under who I think is the greatest president of the 20th century and maybe ranks amongst the best ever, and that is Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan believed in peace through strength. Ronald Reagan restored America when we were deteriorating very badly. As you know, the recent movie Argo told us about people held hostage in the embassy in Tehran. We were weak throughout the world. And he believed in peace through strength, and I think we should look at his lessons as to how we rebuilt the military, not tear down the military, to meet the challenges. I would argue, Neil, that since the end of the Cold War, we are probably in greater danger of some kind of conflict somewhere in the world than we have been since then. And it's going to require a military that's good. And I'd like to mention one other thing. I've talked to a lot of military leaders in the last few weeks, and you know, they're telling me that young people are making a decision as to whether they want to stay in the military or not. And they're very sick and tired of this kind of behavior that we're engaged in here in Washington, and we're in danger of losing some very, very good people.
I do want to follow up, if you'll indulge me very quickly, Senator, that you were praised for being a maverick when you took on the leaders of your party, and now you're part of this prehistoric old guard that won't budge. It just seems weird.
Life isn't fair, as you know, Neil. But the important thing to me is to be part of in the arena and part of the debate, and try to contribute to the future of the country and represent the people of Arizona. And when you're in the arena, as you know, you're going to take arrows, you're going to take hits, and you're going to make mistakes. And I've made my share. But I'm so honored to have the ability to serve and the friendships that I have. And by the way, 40 years ago, those that I most Post, and still the great honor of my life is serving with long ago and far away, and people like Bud Day and Robinson Reisner and Jim Stockdale inspired us to be capable of things we never would have been capable of, and I still love them all.
Senator, a pleasure. Thank you, sir. Senator John McCain.
Thank you.
I do want a lot of